All right, guys. Hey, it's Jonathan Edwards here. Welcome to another video or an audio, depending on where you are. But listen, a disclaimer, as always, I work with aspiring athletes and their families. These are families who've got big athletic dreams and they're really go for it. My advice is geared towards them. So with that in mind, some of that advice may not rub you the right way if you are not as into it or committed. If you aren't willing to take 100% responsibility for your athletic experience, if you're going to blame coaches, blame the weather, blame something other than yourself, it probably isn't the advice for you. So if you're going to hang out, that's fine. Leave appropriate comments where necessary. But again, just a little disclaimer, this advice isn't for everybody. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let's get started. All right, guys, got another good one today. This is one of my it's a redo of one of my videos because I believe 100% the attitude that you have to take, no matter what your situation is, you need to be so damn good that they have to take you, right? They have to pick you, they have to play you, they have to take you, whatever it is. Because more often than not, I hear from an athlete or parents who are upset at the coach's picks, or they got left off a team, or they're not on the A team, they're on the B team, or they got to wait a year, or the coach didn't want them at all, and if you pull together a lot of my videos, if you remember mental performance school, the idea is, one of the things that I tell all my athletes is you just got to be so damn good they have to pick you, because the time you spend bitching, moaning, and complaining about why you're not there, like you're grieving, right? You're grieving, and so there's stages of grief, and there's anger, and there's bargaining, and there's depression, and a lot of athletes get stuck in that depressive part, and they just stay there, right? But one of the phases of grieving is acceptance, going like, yeah, I got it, all right, yeah, I wasn't good enough. And at that point, you can ask yourself, like, well, what do I need to improve, right? And so I encourage all my athletes to have a relationship with their coach on some level where they can, I'm not talking like a loving relationship or a sexual relationship. That's not the point. The point is that you should have a relationship of dialogue, right? Now, the higher you go up the food chain in your sport, the less of that dialogue you get. So, if you're on like a professional team, you may not have a dialogue with the head coach, but you may be able to talk to an assistant. But usually in the pros, there's enough like eyes on you around, like from other avenues. People like me, physical therapists, strength and conditioning coaches, things like that, where they can tell you like, okay, this is what's good about you, this is what needs to improve. And you can take that and move with it, right? And so I always tell people, like, I was an Olympian in a time event and a goalie in every other sport I played. And so for me, I just want to know what the hell I needed to do to get better, right? So that I could play, and if I got a situation where I wasn't the starter or I wasn't the fastest athlete, I just want to know, like, what do I need to improve? And then I would go do that thing, right? So instead of lamenting the fact that you're not on the team, or then blaming the coach because the coach likes that other player better than you or that other athlete better than you, you need feedback, right? You need to get feedback as quickly as possible and start applying that to yourself to go, okay, that I can improve, right? So, there's some famous stories out there of athletes who were like too small, too short, too tall, too young, whatever, that have made it, right? So one of the recipes, one of the keys to success as an athlete is finding an example of somebody who's worse off than you in a category, so that you can get inspired and realize that you have a shot. Now, if there's no example, if you can't find an example, you have to create that for yourself. And that can be a little bit harder, right? But the point is that you're just trying to be so damn good that they have to pick you. And I'll share with you the story, when I wrote about this in my book. If you don't have a copy of my book, would you get a copy of my book? There'll be a link below this. Go on Amazon, just search for An Athlete's Guide to Winning in Sports and Life. Get it. Get the Kindle version, whatever. But one of the stories I share was when I got left off the 92 Olympic team with my doubles partner, and we were crushed. We were the fastest American team on the Olympic track, which was in France, and we didn't make the team. I'll spare you all the details right now, but the long story short is after we were angry and after we cried, after we were upset, and after we were depressed, we skipped right through depression mode, which is usually my advice for all sorts of athletes, and got right into acceptance mode. And we decided we're going to be so damn good that we race onto the team at the next Olympics, and we did, right? And so we could have and we did. We bitched about the coaches and we bitched about who didn't pick us and things like that. And we had a little bit of that, a little bit of a pity party, but then we moved on, And so you've got to realize, if you're the parents of an athlete, if you're the athlete yourself, it's just all right, listen, all right, you want this thing, whether you want to be on a team, you want to go to the Olympics, whatever. You want to be on that team. Well, what's keeping you from that right now? Why aren't you there? Right? What is it? And you've got to download, if you don't have, if you haven't seen my athlete success framework video, go download that off of at athletespecific.com. All right. But you just got to decide, what is it about me that's not performing right now? Enough, and this is the key. It's enough that they don't have a choice but to pick me. Okay, because it's rare. I believe this. It's rare to run into politically motivated categories, right? Now, you're not always going to be in a situation where you are the clear, definitive, the best. But that's a point where you've got to think, did I finish? And did I make things happen? Did I put the run down? Did I score the goal? Did I put the ball in the net, or did it sail over the crossbar? Right? Did I make that hit, or did I shrink away from it? Did I put down the fastest time, or was it kind of close? There's going to be times when when you're competing up against other athletes that you're going to be tight. But that's the point where if you've really taken that 100 responsibility attitude and you're focusing on just being so damn good that they have to pick you, that political stuff just goes away because they have no choice, right? They have no choice. So take some time after you watch this video, if you're a parent watching this, look at your kid and go, okay, what do we need right now for them? Right. And I get it. Resources are tight, time, energy, money. I get it. But I've worked with lots of families. I've worked with wealthy families and not wealthy families. And I can tell you that there's no correlation between wealth in a family and athletic performance. It just isn't there. Right. It just isn't there. I have not seen that. And so, but a lot of people like to go oh, she needs more training, or he needs more this, and we just can't afford it. Well, if you just say you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But if you decide okay, we want to have that, you'll find a way to make it work. You will. I see it over and over again. Okay. So if you're the athlete, though, you got to go okay, what about me right now is not good? What am I not doing very well? Right. And for what's a really popular answer is you just got to work harder. And there's always a point of that, but you also have to recover harder. Right. If you want to work harder, you have to recover harder. And so a lot of athletes think I'm doing everything I can right now. I'm going to school all day and I'm training before school and after school, and I'm staying up late doing homework, and I barely. Well, guess what? You may need to become more efficient. You may need in the work that you do during the day. You may need to learn how to power nap. You may need to get off at Instagram and Netflix and all that stuff, right? If you don't think you have any time, but you're up to date on Squid Game or TikTok, your For You page, your value is skewed, right? So stay focused, find out what it is you need to improve on, and then do those things. Find a way. You may have to ditch some things. That may be your boyfriend or your girlfriend, right? That may be, and parents hate when I say this, but that might be Thanksgiving dinner, right? But wait, we've got to come together as a family. Value, right? Got it. That's got it. But if that's the one day in the last month that your athlete has a chance to rest and sleep and recover, are you going to go back later after they don't make the team, go, well, at least we had Thanksgiving together? So I know it's a tough one for a lot of people. They go oh, wait, what? So, or missing a funeral. That's a good one. I did that a couple times. So listen, your job as an athlete is to be so damn good they have to pick you. Your job as a parent is to help facilitate that and understand that your values may support that or get in the way, right? And if you're a coach watching this, holy smokes, thanks for watching, right? Send me a note, let me know where you are, who you are, what you're coaching. But the idea is this, is that you want to create an environment where your athletes do believe that they can be so damn good they'll make it. A little bit of meritocracy, I guess, but that's a big topic for another video. So be so damn good they have to pick you. All right, guys, it's Jonathan. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, do me a huge favor. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're listening on iTunes, leave a review. Any of those things really would help spread the word and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And finally, I want to invite you to join Mental Performance School. So over at athletespecific.com, I've got a ton of free resources that you can take advantage of, but I really want to see you take the leap and join Mental Performance School. It is the only program of its kind that works with athletes and the family, right? And the parents. So it's got 2 tracks. I do a video for the athlete and I do a video for the parents. And along the way, you have access to me. Like, I'm in your back pocket, which is a huge deal, right? As an Olympian and a Division I recruit, I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two about this, and I've helped athletes reach all sorts of levels, whether it's Olympics, D1, or pros. I can help you guys. So I want to see you take the leap. I've made it as affordable as possible. You're going to spend thousands of dollars in the career of your athlete, and investing in Mental Performance School is the framework that will help avoid your athlete, getting burned out or getting broken and frustrated, things like that. We don't want that to happen. So take a look. Let me know if I can help you at all. Coach Edwards at athletespecific.com. Find me on all the social medias, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.